It's no secret that woodworking is an expensive hobby. It usually requires quite a few tools, and those tools often have a steep price tag. But not everything in your shop has to be super expensive or even cost any money at all. I've found quite a few free resources that I love to keep around and use in my shop. So the first thing on the list, and probably what I find more than anything else, are these silica gel packs. And if you've ever gotten any sort of package delivered to your house, you'll probably get these. And they're really used to keep the humidity and moisture down in a package as it travels. And if you live somewhere humid, like I do in Michigan, then they're great for just kind of throwing in drawers with anything that's susceptible to rust. These will keep that moisture down, which will hopefully cut down on that rust. And you can even keep them like router bits in the case with the router bit, where it's gonna knock down all that moisture. Eventually they will stop absorbing moisture, so you kind of have to recycle them. But they're great for that. I have no idea if this actually works, but it can't hurt. And one more thing, if you are gonna throw these around your shop, make sure they're out of reach of children or animals, especially dogs, because they will eat these and they are toxic to their health. So just wanna make sure you know that. The second thing I like to keep an eye out for is any sort of protective packaging materials. And what I mean by that are things like edge protectors, different corner protectors, and those are great for anytime you need to take a piece of furniture somewhere, something you just built, you want to protect the edges. You can go ahead and shrink wrap on any of these edge protectors, which are actually pretty costly to buy on their own, but they come in all kinds of things. If you order any cabinets or anything large, you're typically going to find some of this stuff on there, even for client builds, like if you're installing some cabinetry. I literally have a whole bag here of different protectors, and they're just great to have around. Even moving stuff around the shop, you can throw this up on an edge. It's a lot easier to get something up on an assembly table if the edge is protected, or put it right on the piece. And that's basically just peace of mind that, you know, you're not going to dent an edge. You can spend a ton of time on something, and one hard hit to a corner is going to damage it, and this will make sure that that doesn't happen. And they're free. Number 3 on the list is, again, a packaging material, and you'll find kind of there's a theme throughout this, that this is all packaging materials that we are repurposing. But this one can be repurposed in a really cool way. This specific style of packaging kind of protection can be used as a really cool sanding block. I'm sure you've seen people use craft paper or paper bags as a way to sand things, and that's usually around 1,000 to 1,500 grit. But I love to use this because you can cut it down into kind of smaller blocks like this, and it has kind of a better form factor, and it's like a sanding sponge or a sanding block, and it's great for sanding anything like, you know, wipe on poly or edge banding to kind of take the sheen down, smooth it out. You can even hit paint with it, which will reduce the sheen, and it'll just give it a really nice final look. The last thing on the list, and the coolest thing to find, I think, is Kaizen foam. This stuff is great for tool storage and organization, and if you want to buy it online, it's actually pretty expensive to get this stuff, so to find it for free is a really great option. This piece and what you see here, this big piece, is from a 3D printer that I bought, and these are actually packaging from some light fixtures, and you can use all of this stuff for different things, but let me take you over to a drawer that I used a piece from the 3D printer and how I use that to organize some of my tools. This piece of foam that you see sitting in this drawer actually was from that 3D printer, and I just put it into this drawer, which fit really nicely, and it holds all of my tools kind of in a place. It gives them a home. No, they're not custom fit, they're not perfect, but it's a great use of this piece, and it made this drawer a lot more organized than it was before. So if you come across any of these materials, make sure to hang on to them. They're great to use in your shop, and they're free. And if there's anything else that you find for free that you like to use in your own shop, make sure to let us know down in the comments below. And as always, I'm Jordan. This is Everyday Builds. See you in the next one.